Hello guys, my name is Dinesh. Today I would like to explain about the effects of fiscal and monetary policy implemented by the government to firms in Malaysia during of pandemic COVID-19. Do you guys know what is COVID-19? COVID-19 is a coronavirus disease which is an infection disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Where the coronavirus came from? Okay, coronavirus or COVID-19 came from China and spread in Malaysia on 25 January 2020. When after a month in February, number of cases was climbed into 22 positive cases. When the number of cases had risen 20 of mid-March of 2020, which is 428 cases. So, the Malaysia government responded by issuing MCO Movement Control Order for 2 weeks on 18 March 2020. And government also shut down the non-essential business and services and also cancelled the religious and sporting events which are involved by the people at public place. Due to the new movement control measures, Malaysia is suffering for two main types of economic damage, which is the impacts of coronavirus abroad and the impact of coronavirus within the country itself. So, the impact of COVID-19 on Malaysia economy can be seen via the high unemployment rate and depreciation in Malaysia ringgit against USD. In 2019, unemployment rate of Malaysia is 3.3%, which means there's 508,200 individuals unemployed. So, the COVID-19 pandemic seriously impacted the Malaysian economy. To overcome the COVID-19 impacts in Malaysia of COVID-19, Malaysia was implemented two types of policy, which is fiscal policy and monetary policy. What is fiscal policy? Fiscal position or fiscal policy in Malaysia, the government has revised the deficit target from 5.4% to 6% of gross domestic product for 2021, and having factored in continuing measures from 2020 economic stimulus packages as well as the Permai and Pemerkasa packages launched in first quarter of this year. So, there's the two main instruments of fiscal policy used by Malaysian government, which is government taxation is mean to revenue collection and expenditure, which is next is monetary policy. Monetary policy is the overall money controlled by the central bank, which is Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM), to sustainable the economy of Malaysia. So, how the government implement the monetary policy due of COVID-19? So, the monetary policy committee (MPC) of Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) decided to maintain the overnight policy rate OPR at 1.75%, and the global economy recovery has strengthened further and supported by improvements in manufacturing and service activities. So there's some example of monetary policy, which is include buying or selling government securities through open market operations, or changing the discount rate offered to member banks, or altering the reserve requirements of how much money banks must have on hand that's not already spoken through the loan. So that's one of the example the Malaysia government implement the monetary policy due of COVID-19. So what's the effect to the firm in Malaysia due of pandemic time? So the first thing is financial effect. So financial issue include cash flow, liquidity, delay in receivable and decline in revenue. That's one of the effect and then customer. Okay, across large and SME companies, nearly half of the respondents have cited that a fall in demand and that's a key challenge for them. So the third impact is on technology. So there's nearly a third of large and listed companies cite communication with customers and suppliers as a major challenge, while SMEs highlighted WFH connectivity as a key issue. And we continue with it. Supply chain. Large and listed companies cite delays in receiving supply as the main supply chain challenge, while SMEs noted delays in fulfillment and delivery as the major challenges. Last not but least, about the people. Okay, so 32% of all large and listed companies have faced downtime on their daily operation, while 31% of SMEs have experienced delays in completing tasks and projects. Now we come to the suggestion and conclusion. So the suggestion is Malaysia government can take initiative which can reduce the financial burden or provide relief to the loans and obligation as a priority for the firms in Malaysia. And also, Malaysia government also can give most important towards the tax breaks, lower interest rates and fee waivers. Malaysia government also can improve the connectivity which the business firm needed, and followed by the financial support in transactioning to technology enabled process and systems. So as a conclusion, the Malaysia government consolidated efforts to restore the Malaysian economy through the stimulus package, which is fiscal policy and monetary policy. So the federal government expenditure, which include operating expenditure as well as development expenditure, are the part of monetary and fiscal policy. In Malaysia, fiscal and monetary policy plays a central role in helping people, partially those who are impacted by the post-COVID phase. So far, COVID-19 has been defeated in Malaysia, and the Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) in 2020 also stated that complementing fiscal, monetary, financial and structural policies were critical to stirring the economy. So I end my video presentation with the quotes from Amit Ray. The world needs a lot of positive energy to fight against negative force. So create the positive energy for the welfare of humanity by going to the center of your inner beginnings.